Chelsea, also known as Queen Chelsea on the internet. I do visual effects content, so on social media, like the short vertical videos well, I'll just show you. Stuff like this. Very magical, trying to make impossible things happen through editing. So I'm going to go over a few of the AI tools that I've started using in my workflow. There's, of course, so many different ones, but I'd say these are probably the three that I'm using the most right now. So I'm going to talk a bit about Photoshop. We have generative fill and expand, making my own AI-generated assets, and dubbing audio to be in different languages so you can reach different audiences. So generative fill in Photoshop, if it wants to load. So basically, you can trace around any section of an image and then type in a prompt to add or remove anything from it. So in my example here, I'm giving this dog the best possible day on the beach. You can type in, so I put a little fruity drink resting in sand, and you get to choose from the choices. So this is one of my favorites, and you can also, again, use it to remove things as well. If you shot next to a garbage can and you didn't realize, then you can use generative fill to just edit it out. And it takes the surrounding content and makes it look realistic with the image that you have. Similarly, generative expand uses the same sort of method, but outside of the image. So you can expand it outwards to make it bigger, so you can change the aspect ratio. If I shot something vertical, but I want it horizontal, you can use the expand tools to change it into a horizontal version. So pretty cool there. And you do also have control there as well, where you get to prompt it. So I think at the very end of that, I don't know if I can show, I said make it a picture hanging on the wall. And so then instead of, okay, well, I tried to make a loop because that's my thing, but. Another use case for this is if you want to blend two images together, you could extend both of them on the end and then use generative fill to stitch them together or add a prompt to blend these images, and then you have the big one. Lots of just different creative ways that you can use these tools. So the one downside of these tools is that right now they're made for photos, and obviously I'm posting videos. I think probably at some point soon there will be a video integration, but not yet. So I have kind of a workaround for using these where I'll take one frame of my video and use these tools on it, and then bring it back into the video. If it's a moving camera, I'll have to track the scene. Instead of explaining it, I have a video to show. This is a video I did actually in partnership with Adobe. This is not a sponsored talk, but I will talk about them a lot. So here, hopefully the sound is okay. Here's how I scaled a building through my partnership with Adobe. To film the video, I recruited some green friends to hold the rope and help me attach my gravity-defying hair. As an added touch, I also tied a string to my baseball cap and had one green friend yank it off while I was climbing. Next, I brought the footage into Adobe After Effects and used the rotoscope tool to cut out myself, the rope, and the brick road. To create the environment around me, I brought one frame of the video into Photoshop and used the generative fill tool to alter my surroundings. Very important, I also used generative expand to make the landscape bigger than the original frame size, since I would need it to move with the video. I also made sure to save a frame of the sky by itself. Back in After Effects, I tracked the movement of the back wall and parented the sky image to it. Then I did the same thing with the building extension on the ground, or wall, depending how you look at it. After that, I cleaned up the rotoscope, added some finishing touches, and voila, that's how I took filmmaking to new heights. I don't know why my voice is like 3 octaves higher when I do the voiceover, but thanks. The next thing I've been using is AI-generated assets. So assets, basically anything that you want to add to the video. For example, smoke, bubbles, portal to another dimension, anything you might need in your everyday videos. And so one of the ways that, so normally, if you wanted to do any of these, you either have to make it yourself, like actually film it, or create a model or simulation of the thing. Or you can use websites that have like stock images of this, but they're expensive and they don't always have exactly what you need. So now with AI video generation models, which I'm sure everyone is familiar with, like Luma Labs and Kling, and basically any model where you can make your own video, you can type in a prompt that will have whatever asset you need, either on a solid black background or a green background or blue, whatever it is that you want to composite. So the workflow for this would basically be put in your prompts. I didn't write on green background, but I did do it when I prompted it. It gives you the output, and then you can put it in your editing software to get rid of the background, and now you have fire or whatever asset that you needed. So I found this really helpful in my workflow now, where I might need any random things like, again, smoke, bubbles, whatever it is. So that's been really cool that I have full control to make my own AI assets, and anyone can. All right, the last tool is audio dubbing. So this is probably my favorite right now. It's where you can change the language of the video. So the reason I got into this was in January, TikTok was almost banned in the US, or pretended to, or whatever happened there. And everyone flocked to an app called RedNote. And RedNote is a Chinese app, and it's primarily in Mandarin. It's in China, and so I wanted to post my content there as well to reach a new audience. I don't speak Mandarin. Look at me. So for my regular visual effects videos, they're pretty much visual. You don't really need to understand what I'm saying in them. I don't talk in all of them. But for my behind the scenes, where I'm explaining what I made, it's all in English voiceover. And so I found a tool that's really good at translating your voice. So I'll show you the original first. This is just a 10-second snippet of one of my behind the scenes videos. Here's how I turned my furniture into cardboard. For this video, I needed cardboard versions of my couch and table to interact with, so I turned my living room into a workshop and created life-size replicas. And then this is after the translation.
这是我如何把家具变成直板的过程。为了这段视频，我需要用直板做一个沙发和桌子的版本来互动，所以我把客厅变成了一个工作室，制作了等比例的复制品。
Pretty cool, right? I mean, I don't speak Mandarin, but from the comments, it seems like it's pretty good. Or at least passable. So on the right here, I have, this is the website that I've been using for that. It's called 11 Labs. I think they probably have a free trial at least, but it's only $5 a month that I pay for this. So you basically upload your audio WAV file, and then you can select any language that you want to convert it to. And it does it in like 60 seconds. And the great thing as well, as you saw in the example, is that it keeps your tone of voice and your inflections, so it still sounds like you. So I sound really cool. And then on the right hand here, this is my RedNote account, where I'm now reaching audiences completely in Mandarin.
How many followers do you have on RedNote now?
I think like 150K.
Whoa.
Yeah. Which are people I would not have otherwise reached, right? So,
amazing.
Yeah. Final thoughts here. Well, those are pretty much my favorite tools that I'm using right now. I know there's so many out there, but I think the thing that I like the most with this workflow is that all of them are helping me to either edit in more interesting ways or to reach a new audience. But at the end of the day, I still get to be the creative person, and none of them are taking over the creative aspect of what I'm doing. So I still get to be an artist just with these added tools. So if you're interested in looking at more of my stuff, hopefully the QR code takes you to my Instagram. If not, it's Queen Chelsea VFX.